Let me tell you the main reasons why people do not believe in love anymore. I want to get into why people are afraid to even go after love, go after who they want, go after the people who they desire, right? One of the things that I've learned over the past couple of years is that, yes, you hear it all the time, that the dating game is gone. Love is not a thing. Dating is not a thing. And people blame it on social media. People blame it on TikTok. People blame it on ideologies. People blame it on YouTube Shorts. And then some people just don't think for themselves. They want what they want and they desire what they want. And some people, as human beings, we know that we are very selective and we don't know what we truly want. And sometimes whenever we allow these things to overtake the real meaning of what love truly is, it puts further emphasis on why society views dating and how dating is these days. Now, I'll speak from personal experience, right? I've had a couple short relationships, right? And hey, I'm fine with that. The dating game is difficult. I'll tell y'all this, right? But one thing I do know is that as long as I trust God, as long as I am patient, as long as I am living my life in God's presence, I'm allowing Him to direct my feet. I'm allowing Him to direct my mind. I continue to seek Him for wisdom and understanding. I continue to listen to Him. I think love is one of those things that will just find you. And it sounds incorrect. It sounds like cap. It sounds like the furthest thing from the truth. And I completely understand. But one thing I do know is, according to the Bible, is that love is patient, right? We know this verse. Love is patient, love is kind, rejoices in the truth, forbears, everything. Was that 1 Corinthians 13, right? 4-7. And one thing I do know about it is that as long as you are constantly working on yourself, as long as you're constantly, consistently, directly focusing on yourself. I'm not saying you got to go into monk mode. I'm not saying you have to lock yourself up in a room, in a closet. I'm not saying you have to distance yourself from everybody. But as long as you are on the path that God wants you to flow on, and that is a term I like, right? Flow. And what I mean by flow is flow with God's rhythm. It's like an orchestra, right? You have or even a band. You have the conductor who dictates the rhythm, right? The rhythm, which instrument plays which, the tone, the tempo, everything, right? God is the one that's in control of all those things. The tempo of your life, right? Time stays the same. Time keeps going. But one thing I do know about God's timing, and I've talked about this in plenty of videos, is that His timing is perfect. When you search for love, when you search for a partner, when you search, I want to get you out of this mindset of searching, right? You know what you desire in a girl or a guy. You know what you desire in a partner, in a lover, and someone that God wants you with. But are those things aligning with God, with what God wants for you? Everybody's view on their ideal woman or man is different. Everybody's view is different, right? Physical traits, emotional thinking, spiritual ways, even the mental, right? But sometimes you can get so caught up in the physical, the temporary things, clothes, hair. Now, I'm not saying physical attraction can't be used out of the gate, because we know good and well you need to have some type of attraction to your partner. We know this. But one thing you have to understand is that when those things start to deteriorate, are you just going to be done with them? Are you just going to leave and find somebody else? Or are you going to stay with the person that God has given you? Are you going to stay to the assignment that God has given you? Are you going to continue to treat your partner with love, patience, kindness, understanding? Are you going to continue to go through the struggles, the valleys, the highs and lows with your partner? Are you going to continue to establish and reestablish you all's relationship? Continuously improve in your relationship. See, you get so sidetracked with what you want. Yes, what you want, that matters to an extent. But are you really blindsided by the point that you are looking at what you want rather than what God has in store for you? See, a problem is that we as human beings are so cocky, and we want what we want, and we desire what we want. That is absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, you are missing out on blessings because you want what you want, right? You find certain people attractive, right? Of course, you don't want to be with somebody that's unattractive to you, right? Because we know beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You don't want to be with somebody who's not emotionally there, mentally there, right? But what I do know is that when God tells you yes and shows you yes, this is your person, this is your woman, this is your man, whatever the case may be, it's your boyfriend, it's your girlfriend, or this is the person for you, I'd say listen to God. I'd say meditate on it. I say pray to God, ask God for clarity, and then if the signs are there, make your move. But realize and understand that love is the reason why love is going under the radar now is because you got cancel culture, you got hookup culture, you got we don't even, because of pair bonding, right? Doing sexual things is a normalcy, right? Yes, it's something God created, but He created for something special. It's supposed to be you doing something special with your person who you are married to, right? And the world's going to continue to push away from what God wants, our ideal, love life to look like, our ideal partner to look like. The world's going to continue to push away from the Bible. That's why you have to be, what does the Bible say? You have to be alert, right? The devil moves like a snake, like a sneak, remember when you watched Dora the Explorer and Swiper was always trying to steal something, and you had to tell that man Swiper, I said sniper, Swiper no swiping, Swiper no swiping, Swiper no swiping. You have to tell that little fox with the blue bandana to stop swiping. You have to tell this man to stop swiping, bro. Stop stealing stuff. It is the same thing with how the world is looking at relationships. And my last advice I'd give you, one thing I started not doing is if I'm going to post something on social media, I'm not going to continue to scroll, right? Because I don't want my mind to be filled with things that aren't of God. I don't want my mind to, I'm not saying I'm not into building my mindset and involve myself in different cultures, but my thing is I don't want to be looking at things and involve myself in things that aren't of God, ideologies that aren't of God, mindsets that aren't of God, people who aren't of God, just being in the vicinity of people who aren't followers of Christ or who aren't going after God's heart. You have to be attentive, right? And to those who don't believe in love, don't believe in themselves being married, don't believe in themselves having a partner, I want you to really think about, what do you really look for in a partner, right? Write those things down, jot them down, take them in your notes, or even just think about those things. Now, read the word, find a verse that kind of correlates to the things you're looking for, right? And study that verse and really allow it to digest in your mind. Then, as time goes by, when you are still focused on your career, you're focused on your day-to-day life, you're not necessarily thinking of it, but it's always in the back of your head. So if God reveals somebody to you that has those things, take that step. Don't allow society in the world to dictate how you feel about finding your true love. finding your partner, finding the person for you. God will give you the person of your dreams as long as you continue to obey him, trust in him, and lean on him. But I hope you learned something. As always, God bless.